Hi, I'd just like to show you a fault I've got with my 121GW multimeter from EEVBlog. This was working perfectly fine up until the other day. I tried to use it to take a voltage reading and discovered it wasn't actually working. The last time I used this, I used it to measure some AA batteries, and that was 3 weeks ago. The meter is approximately a year old. It's been used maybe 20 times in that time. Now, what I've got here is a bench power supply, and that's set to 3.6 volts at 3 amps. What I'm going to do is turn that on. The meter is set to volts, and you see it's not showing anything. It should show 000 or OFO, and if you switch it to ohms, does it show 0 FO? Shut the probes together, nothing. Also, the current range doesn't work, and if you take the probes out, put the thermocouple in, whichever way around, and switch it to temperature, right, it shows nothing. So you can see the displays like that. Now, if I swap probes over, and it zooms off my keysight meter here, shift that to volts, you'll see it still shows nothing. And if I use the probes on my EEVBlog meter on my keysight meter, you will see that it shows a voltage showing that the probes are okay. So put these back on the original meter. So now I've got the original throws. The lead detection does work, because if you switch meter off, put it in amps, and turn it on, it will beep and say lead. Well, it did. It's not doing it now, but it did. The lead detection did work. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. It's not saying lead on the display though, but yeah, no it is. And it's still saying lead even though. Look. Yeah, nothing plugged in. It's still saying, we can clear that, is turn it off. Turn it back on. Switch to back to resistance again. And get my probes this time. Pull this off. Let's say they're shorted together. Switch it to before the diode check. Say it's 0.0 ohms. And diode check. That's on diode check. Continue to check. Nothing. Back to ohms again. That is setting current. So if I go to amps and then put that into the amp socket, then turn my current link, my power supply down, right down to 100 milliamps, and then now connect my meter across the power supply. It's not showing any current reading whatsoever, and you've got the power supply, you can see quite a bit, showing 98 milliamps. I put the same probes on the meter, and so a keysight meter set to amps, you'll see it shows 98 milliamps as it shows on the front of the power supply there. So the probes are definitely okay. Well, I don't think I'm doing anything wrong, but I think this meter is knackered. Put the right probe back on. Now, I don't think it's a jack issue because obviously you're getting continued through the jacks. So, yes, that could be an internal meter fault, I think. The jacks. So, I think it's the jack that's the issue. See, even the current reading doesn't work. It can't be the common that's faulty because that works, and that can't be faulty because the current doesn't work either. I just want to set this back to faults again. So there's nothing. Now I've tried reflashing the firmware, I've tried new batteries, nothing makes any difference. It's just completely through. So, this thing's got 3 weeks left on the warranty, and say it is in pretty good mint condition. Read through the setup. There's nothing obvious in there. Read the instructions. The battery's at 5.9 volts. Auto power off, beep off. LCD contrast and that's your date and time. Well, there's nothing else real I can show you, but I think it is definitely kapunk. Nothing else I can show really. I mean, even if you set the manual range and then short probes, still nothing. So it's as if looking at a schematic, there's a front multimeter front end chip which I suspect is dodgy. It's obviously detecting the presence of the leads. So I don't think it's a socket, so I think it's actually an internal meter fault. And I'm going to try and get this returned, but if anyone has got any ideas, or just wants this for information, you can contact me down below. I've got a blog site which I'll put in the link as well. Link that down below, and then check that out as well. But yeah, it's a pretty useful meter this, because it's got lots of useful features on it. Just a pity it's only been used 20 times and died, seemingly. Sure, I'm not being an idiot and doing something wrong. But yeah, I think that pretty much shows it, really. Yeah, thanks for watching.